Soccer is dynamic and unpredictable, but in the end, logic usually prevails. Chivas beat América 1-0 in the National Classic and remains at the top of the IMX at the start of 2026. Welcome to a new reaction, a new opinion on the Falso Nueve television channel. We invite you to leave a like, we invite you to leave your comment and to subscribe. We invite you to subscribe to the Falso Nueve television channel. Let's get started with this new video, this new reaction now about what has been the Mexican National Classic. Chivas against Club America, Gabriel Milito's team who took the victory. More of a leader than ever, Chivas de Guadalajara, who end up breaking a streak of several matches without being able to win the Classic at the Akron. But it also ends up showing what the reality is for one and what the reality is today. Chivas is a team that plays well. Today, Chivas is a team that is at the top of the Mexican League. And today they gave America a tactical lesson. Today they gave them a tactical lesson. It was a tactical beating that the Argentine coach Gabriel Milito ended up giving them in this first edition of the Clásico, at least for this year, 2026. But the truth is that Chivas ended up winning it very well. Honestly, it's a match that's the typical kind of Clásico. I'm going to say South American because I think Mexican soccer ends up being a part of the dynamics of South American soccer. Mexican soccer is part of the way matches are experienced, the way, even though there are obviously differences between some South American leagues and how soccer is played in Mexico. But I want you to understand what I mean. The classics are played differently. This happens much more in South America than it does in Europe. But that's why I want to emphasize this. The classics are played differently, and Chivas understood that, and America did not. And in the classics, you have to be smart. In the classics, you have to go out convinced. You can't just go out to see what happens. The one who goes out just to see what happens is the one who ends up on the front page of Monday's newspaper, the one who's downcast, the one who's angry, the one who looks serious. Well, that's the one. That's usually what happens to all the teams that go out just to see what happens, that go out without, I don't know, it's not exactly without a plan, but without having worked well the match beforehand. Well, Chivas prepared well for the match beforehand. They found a way to hurt an America that isn't having a good start to the tournament, and we understand and know how America is, that from one moment to the next, they can turn it on in the tournament and are always one of the top contenders because America usually has one of the best teams, one of the best squads in the Mexican League. Now, regarding the match, it has to be said that today Chivas, in the same way they ended up beating America convincingly, today Chivas, in my opinion, a historic chance was lost. Chivas missed out. The chance to give America a movie-like beating, to give them a match, to hand America a defeat, for it to be decisive like a punch in boxing, like a knockout blow. Chivas had the chance to deliver the knockout blow and couldn't do it. And how does this happen? Even with Chivas dominating the match, even in the second half, you'd think while watching the match, it's impossible for America to score a goal. It's impossible. You were watching the match and thought that because America has good players, but there was no teamwork. There was no way for the Águilas Doradas team to tie the match. There was no way based on how the game played out. In fact, America almost left the Akron Stadium without even taking a shot on goal. They almost left without taking a shot on goal. Honestly, the match that Chivas played was one to win and to score a lot of goals. In the Clásico, it was a match to win and to score a lot of goals. And they couldn't do it because obviously they were missing that final pass, that last touch to finish it. But the truth is that in the end, they won it fair and square. Chivas won the Clásico fairly. No one can say that Chivas wasn't a deserved winner. The first 25 or 30 minutes were sensational, with high pressing, not only quick recovery of the ball, but also speed when moving the ball. Honestly, at times watching Chivas play, it felt like a video game because they were moving the ball so quickly, passing and connecting at a really fast pace. It really almost looked like a video game match where you play at a different pace. You could tell they approached this game with a different level of seriousness. It's a much better put together team. Chivas, unlike what a team like America might be in this case, The truth is that the match overall, I repeat, was a well-deserved victory for Chivas. Chivas even deserved to win by more goals. I think they deserved to win 2-0. Then, obviously, if you start to go over the chances that Milito's team had, obviously, if they had finished all the chances they had, it would have been a rout. But of course, generally in soccer, that doesn't happen. That's why I also say, just as I mentioned that Chivas won convincingly, that they deserved to win the match. On one hand, they deserved another goal or two for peace of mind. And maybe if they had picked up the pace and been a bit sharper, they could have scored more goals against America. And deliver a knockout blow, a movie-like punch that's very hard for the Golden Eagles of America to recover from. Regarding the match, regarding the individual players, Ant Gonzalez was the main protagonist. He scored the goal, and then he had two more chances to increase the lead, but couldn't do it. One understands that young players, for these kinds of matches, should of course maybe become stronger. But the truth is that Chivas, with a balanced squad, ended up letting the opportunity slip away in this match. This Chivas team ends up letting the opportunity slip away, wasting two clear chances at the feet of Gonzalez. A play where there were doubts when it came to finishing against Malagon. Then another play where it was a cutback pass, a low cross, and he couldn't connect with it, couldn't push it in. But it has to be said, Chivas played a great match and could have increased the lead. Chivas played a great match and deserved to win by more, but clearly deserved to win by more. But that's how the match ended. The match ended this way. The match ended in a way where Chivas was clearly superior, and America in the second half, and I repeat, the first 30 minutes and more. 25, yes, from minute 0 to 25. It's a great moment in the match for Chivas, and in fact, Chivas ends up finding the goal. Maybe not in the worst moment of the match, because I don't think we've had a moment where Chivas has been bad, but yes, in the match. When they struggled most to create chances in the second half, they managed to do it at the end of the first half. Jardine, the coach of America, tried to make some changes and adjusted the team a bit more. They went from struggling to gain possession to making things difficult and moving closer to the opponent's goal. However, there weren't enough chances for America. They lived up to the level of a match of this caliber and played the way it should be played. And Chivas takes the Clásico. Chivas is more of a leader than ever, while Chivas currently has a perfect score, it's worth mentioning that America has only 8 points in 6 matches. A lot of work ahead for the Golden Eagles and Gabi Milito's team, which without a doubt is starting to show its credentials as a contender. To be one of the top contenders to win this tournament, to win and become the champion of the next Clausura. That's been the reaction so far. I invite you to leave a like, leave your comment, and subscribe to the Falso Nueve television channel. We'll see each other again in the next reaction. Bye.